Hi, everyone. Blessings and welcome to Within the Cauldron. I'm here with my beautiful sister, Chrissy, and we are chatting tonight with Dennis, Maggie, and potentially Kenny of 13th Floor Haunted Medium Productions. They're a business that films paranormal content and paranormal documentaries. Thanks for being with us this evening. Let's bring on Dennis and Maggie.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Thank you for being here.
Halloween.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate that so much for you to come on. We try to make this month a spooky paranormal month, but for us, every month is spooky paranormal month. So, but I will go ahead and let Medium Red to get started. And then we do have one more that will be showing up, hopefully. So we would just bring him on in. So go ahead, my sister. Get started.
So tell us a little bit about you and your team, Dennis.
We're basically paranormal investigators. We've investigated the paranormal a long time. We have a YouTube channel called 13th Floor Haunted Media. We've basically... There he is.
Oh, there he is.
Hi.
Hi.
There's my dude right there. That's my dude. Love you, Kenny.
Sorry for all that.
No, you're good, man. You're good. We have been filming. We started filming in, we filmed Spirits Awakening a long time ago. We did a documentary on the Purple Gang, and Kenny just came on board this year, and we started filming with Kenny. So Kenny's been a really good asset to us and a really good friend, and he's been phenomenal and on point with the editing. And man, dude, I appreciate that guy so much. He just doesn't know. but yeah. So, and then we also own haunted items in this room that we're sitting in right now. So Kenny has been in this room.
And he's still alive. So.
He's living to talk about it.
I made it, but barely.
You should have a T-shirt that says, "I survived the haunted items room."
There you go.
Okay, so speaking of your haunted items, how many do you have?
Oh man, we have over
100.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yeah, So the items we own are like baptism gowns, dolls, pictures, wheelchairs. I actually have a high chair off to my left right now. It's got a Ouija board for a tray table.
Oh wow!
It possessed a 1 and a 3-year-old and murdered them. It's right here out to my left. Off to my right behind Maggie, I have another dark item that's in a glass case with a cross. I own some of the dirt from the Exorcist house or property. I have some of Penhurst's artifacts. I have some of Boggy Mackey's artifacts.
You have some true crime artifacts.
Yep, like Jeffrey Dahmer, John Wayne Gacy, Ted Bundy, Bonnie and Clyde, Charles Manson. I actually own pieces of his hair.
Wow.
We also have Bibles
that were used in
military items, kids' toys.
Yep. Yeah. Kenny will tell you, he's been in this room. This room ain't no joke.
So what is the most haunted item that you have, or the most active item in your room?
Probably Helen.
Yeah.
Probably Helen.
Probably Helen, and I would say maybe the Ed Gein stuff.
Yeah.
So Helen is a doll?
Yep.
Yes.
tell us a little bit about Helen.
I'll let Kenny. Kenny, you tell him a little bit about Helen.
I can't stand her. She owes me $10. No, she's just a very creepy looking doll. Like I know Dennis has a video of like one frame her eyes are open, and the next frame the eyes are shut, and it's inside the glass case. Like you can't just do that.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Is that the one that's got a cross with it, you were saying? In a case with a cross? Okay.
Several crosses.
Yeah, it's got a
and
blessed cross
some
around its neck.
Palo of Santo
Yep.
and some. Isn't there some sage in there too?
Yep.
And sage.
Wow. So she's kind of like Annabelle in a case with a cross.
Yes.
Kenny
Wow.
might agree with that.
Yep.
Well, speaking of Annabelle, I mean, what do you guys think about Annabelle going to different places and being shown off?
It's a money grab.
So, yeah, I agree. I really agree. I
Yeah.
agree. Do you think
Yeah.
it's the real Annabelle that's inside the case, or do you think they have like a replica?
Well, see, here's my thing: is that
Yeah, I heard that.
did you hear that?
Wasn't
Yeah.
me, was it?
No, I don't know. It might have been me.
They might know the truth.
Right.
See, I'm like the thing is with the Annabelle doll is that, and I'm gonna jump on the whole demonic, demon, whatever type
Me
stuff.
too.
And Kenny can also give his input because
That was me.
when it comes to our negative items, we barely ever get messed with. The only way we get messed with is if we provoke, poke, pry, or whatever. Once we do that, then they start to come alive.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, they're barely even active. Like, okay, so I'm gonna also give an instance. You guys heard of the Sally House, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We went to the Sally House. Okay.
Yep.
We investigated the Sally House. Do you think that place is demonic and evil?
I don't.
I really
No.
don't think so.
No.
I have
It's
heard it wasn't, and then I have heard it was. So,
It-
but to
not.
myself, I've never been there, but I don't really feel like it is.
Yeah, I don't either.
It's not demonic. It's not evil. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Do you know why they label it that? It's because these YouTube influencers are doing it for clicks, money, and subscribers.
Right.
They have to fake evidence to keep people intrigued so they get paid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I know
We
someone else
did-
did that too, which wouldn't nameless.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We did our episode, and at the end of it, me and Kenny sat in this room and we talked about our experience. And we talked about how we drove 768 miles and we were disappointed. The only thing we walked away with is the bathroom door opening on its own. That's
Wow.
The
I was going
basement
to
was
ask you
padlocked.
about that. Yeah, I was going to ask you. I saw that YouTube video on the Sally House, and I thought, well, that'd be a good question to ask for what she was saying at the end, the video and everything. And I thought, yeah, that'd be a really good one. But you beat me to it.
There was one more thing that happened because of the Sally House. So when we were packing up, because we actually had to leave the house by 7 a.m. the next day.
Yep.
Yeah, so we were packing up. We're wrapping up a bunch of cords. They had a glass case. They had a rosary on it that was actually from a documentary like many years ago. So I accidentally took the rosary because it was wrapped up in my cables. Didn't know that at the time. But screw it, they're not getting it back. I'm not driving down there. No, but later on that night, like I thought that I was awake, but I rolled over, put my arms around my wife, but then like
Dennis.
her skin started feeling like leather, and then I can feel rib cage. Then when she rolled over, it wasn't her.
Oh,
And
wow.
then I opened my eyes again, and then it was my wife just passed out asleep. And then I texted that to Dennis, and then I sent him a screenshot that my wife sent me because she texted me when she woke up. Babe, I swear when you were sleeping, there was a black creature in between us. And then it got up on all fours and then crawled off the bed and then under the bed.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That was all within maybe 2 hours of each other. So
We house that rosary here in our collection.
You think it was attached to the rosary? Or did you bring something home maybe? Or
I don't know. That rosary was there from a guy named Peter James. There was a documentary that happened there in 1997. He put the rosary, originally it was on the basement door to keep whatever's in there down there. Somebody moved it onto the glass case, and I actually took the rosary off so I can put a GoPro on the glass case. But then there was a bad glare, so I never used it. But the rosary was just sitting on the table. And when I hurried up and scooped all my cables up, there it was.
wow.
Wow.
So that's in your collection and it's housed in glass too?
No, it's actually hanging up on the Sally House frame with the jar of soil from the house.
Yep. Once my wife found out about it, she would not allow it inside the house. She told me to keep it inside one of the vehicles.
So he
I would too.
I would too.
so he
Yes.
gave it to us to put in our collection. So,
Smart.
but yeah, no, the Sally House, we all slept like babies. We barely caught.
Kenny slept the best. Wake him up.
We didn't really capture anything, and if you watched our episode, you would have seen how we talked about it. It's basically, to me, it's just an overhyped location, and it goes to show that these YouTube influencers that they call themselves paranormal investigators, it just proves how they fake evidence to be able to keep the views going so that they can make money, basically.
Right.
Because there's no way that every YouTube person that goes there, like Sam and Kobe, Paranormal Twins, whatever, Jake the Ghost Hunter, all them go on there and capture all that evidence. When we walked in and didn't capture jack, but a door moving. That's it.
Yeah. That's one thing I like about our podcast, because we like to bring on the real things, not fake or anything, because there's so many fakeness that goes around. And I think it does have to stem around money and stuff, and I think if you're going to be into it, the paranormal or YouTube influencer or something like that, that it just cannot be about money all the time. We have too much greed already. So
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why I like working with Dennis so much, because Dennis and Maggie, they're all about realism and the truth. Like, I couldn't tell you how many times I've sent Dennis a piece of footage and he'll be like, oh, that's nothing. That's my shadow. Oh, that's nothing, even though it looks really good. But that's what I like about it, because I'm still learning about this. I've been filming and editing for years now, but the paranormal side, it's just been since March. So I don't want to say I'm learning, but I'm learning. So.
Well, I'm a medium and I feel like I learn every day. So, and I've been in it for a while too, but it's a learning experience every day. You learn something new every day.
Actually, perfect example, our episode that gets released tomorrow, there is a shadow person or shadow that is going faster than anybody can walk. And it literally, the security cameras we have set up, it shows me and Dennis upstairs. It shows Maggie and someone that was joining us, Natalie, downstairs, and there was nobody in the middle floor. And it's all the way on the back wall. Then this person just...
Wow.
And there were like a couple gaps in the floor. There were windows that were curved a little bit. So just to be safe, we're still putting it in the episode, but I put a disclaimer in there that we do not know if this is paranormal or not. It's you decide, put it in the comments. But I do freeze frame, slow motion, frame by frame. It's legit. It's an outline of a person that is weird. Not
Yes.
paranormal. Well, not yet at least, but
Right.
weird. We don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be watching it. I am subscribed today to your channel, so I'll be watching it. Because the first episode I went to, of course, was the Sally House. So, but yeah, we're definitely watching it. You're gonna put it out tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
Tomorrow.
it's gonna premiere tomorrow night at 10. We're doing it at 10 o'clock because we know parents will be out trick or treating and
Right.
Smart.
and get their kids down. So
waiting for the sugar crash to happen.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
A really good one to watch, since how you're a new follower, would be The Return to Beale Manor
oh yeah.
and Williams County Jail.
Yep.
I was in the middle of the Williams County Jail.
Okay.
It gets better when it gets to the end. It gets juicy.
It gets I was like in the middle of it. Well, yeah, I would say I was in the middle of it.
And like Kenny said, me and Kenny go back and forth when it comes to our content because me and Kenny are like, okay, because Kenny questions me and I'm like, is that really paranormal or is it not? And me and Kenny,
There's been times we've had phone call debates until 10:30 at night. Like,
yeah,
well, it could be this, it could have been this, and that's what I like about it. Because if it's not paranormal, cool, I'll leave it out. I want realism. I want to know, is there something that happens to us after we die? Like, all of our memories and our stories can't just disappear like that.
Right.
People have seen, like, I think the very first spirit was photographed. I think it was like, they call it like the lady on the stairs in like 1930 or something. It's an old black and white photo. If they were seeing it all the way back then and we're still seeing it today, obviously there's something there, but what causes it?
Wasn't that the picture that Jimmy Pentanito captured? The same one? He went into the house and did that?
I think so, yeah.
And he went to go to work with Ed and Lorraine Warren after that, shortly after that.
Yes, he did.
So you're right. They're still capturing her on the stairwell.
Yeah. So you think with other teams, this paranormal team, do you think kind of like being skeptic is common again, with investigators?
I think, honestly, I think the paranormal field's like divided right now between people who fake and people who are legit. And what sucks is that the people who fake are getting more attention than the people who are really legit, because the people who fake, their fans, when they come over to people who are legit, they're just like, oh, well, you're not doing what they're doing, or you're not going around using the word demon and demonic in your titles as clickbait. And it's like, well, it is what it is. If to me, those people are entertainers. That's what they are. They're entertainers. And people don't realize the realness between the paranormal and entertainment.
I think to be like a real paranormal investigator, you have to go in with some skepticism. Yeah.
I'm glad you said that, because I know we have talked to a lot of teams this past year, and some of them will say that the same thing you said, and some of them they act like everything is real to them, So when you walk into a building or property or whatever, so your first thoughts will be, okay, I'm gonna be skeptic about this, or do you walk in thinking, I know I'm going to see something, that everything's real?
Actually, that's a good question. Kenny can answer that, because the first time he walked into the Beale Manor, he thought it was all fun and games and a joke. And then in the end, he ended
I
up
left.
he ended up getting scratched in the end.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then
Well,
it wasn't all fun and games.
it was my very first time. Yes, the house is extremely creepy, but I've seen all these TV shows where Zach Beggins, he takes his shirt off and you want to fight me? Let's go. You know, like if I didn't have a dad bod, I'd probably do the same, you know, get some views. But yeah, but I kept my shirt on, but I was talking very not nicely, you know, like, oh, if you're real, come scratch Dennis, you know, come get some. And then at the end, me and Dennis were filming Maggie. Then I started telling him, like, hey, man, like my back is burning. What?
Ooh.
My back is burning. And then he lifts my shirt up, and then there's 3 scratches. And then something goes over the spirit box that says, got you, in a very deep, raspy voice. And then the door slams upstairs, and then you hear footsteps. We stopped filming, and we literally searched every square inch of that house because we literally thought somebody was inside there.
Yeah.
That all happened. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. We had to clear the house because the door was unlocked and we weren't sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's another thing why I like filming with Dennis, because after something happens, he'll be like, all right, let's think logical about this. You know, like let's search. Perfect example, Williams County Jail. I am filming in a hallway while Dennis, his son, and Maggie are in one of the jail cells. I thought I saw a shadow on the stairs because it is pitch black. I'm looking at a little 4K monitor like that on my camera. So I stopped recording after I turned my light on. I showed Dennis and Maggie, and they're like, oh my God. Instantly, we tried debunking it. So I hand my camera to Maggie. I start walking up the stairs, and then the second I start walking up the stairs, a shadow person literally runs maybe 2 feet in front of Maggie from right to left.
Wow. That's incredible.
So
That's great.
while we were trying to debunk something,
it is.
Yeah.
another one was captured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
So
weird.
It's nice to know. Okay, you sound like you respect the spirits. I like that because
Now that I'm a believer, I do. I
Yeah.
Beforehand, I was like, "Hey, are there any hot ghosts inside here?" You know.
Just, not saying names, but I have watched so many shows that they absolutely just yell at the spirits, and I'm just like, oh my God, don't do that. It just gets to me because I'm just like, no, you don't yell at those spirits, you respect them. So I'm really kudos for you guys for respecting the spirits. I love that. Thank you
That
so
means
much.
a lot. I will say that I have gotten a little upset. You know, like I think we're at Middle Point School, and then like when we start walking towards the classrooms, like everybody get back to your class. You know, and then in the jail, I was like, get back to your cell, inmates. And then we start hearing like somebody whistles a song.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a good like maybe 5 to 8 second long, like
Yeah, and it
like it was a weird music song or whatever.
Was like a familiar tune, but I couldn't pick it out because there wasn't enough of it to be able to like name it.
To Shazam it.
It was. I will say we're actually going to work on an extended release of the Old County Jail because there was more evidence that we couldn't fit in. Like there was Maggie was in the men's consolidatory confinement area, and when she was in there, the steel door, we're talking steel heavy door, moved about what, Kenny, 1/4 of an inch to a half.
No, that one moved a couple inches.
Okay,
Wow.
a couple of inches.
Yeah, me and Maggie were already sitting inside there, and then the door just
heavy steel doors moved on its own.
Yeah.
I guess I got goosebumps now.
I know.
Like we, we're probably gonna work on an extended release of that. What else? Sorry, what else, Kenny? Are we gonna work on an extended release of?
extended release of Broadwell Funeral Home.
Yeah, because there was more evidence there.
Yeah,
that
there's a lot more, but like it's leading up to it. Like whenever you film like something which I call like a good thing, you know, like it should show like what they're leading up to, and then while they're investigating, if they catch anything, you know, like do a replay, like use a filter and clear out the background noise so all you get is that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like
and
me
then,
and Dennis just filmed at I think Toledo State Hospital Cemetery,
yep,
and we got somebody saying yes or yay or hey. I think it
hey,
was hey.
yeah,
Yeah. Like I'm asking a question and it just responds, and then even while filming, I put the headphones on the recorder and hand it to Dennis, and you can hear it clear as day. So
yep,
I have a
yeah,
lot of footage of that I can release.
yep. And then I'm working on doing a like a top 10 best evidence that we captured this year.
Oh, that'll be neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, I
there's
gotta send you those clips tonight.
yeah, there's going to be a piece of footage in it where I was using the sear device and I captured an image of crutches, and there was
Oh,
literally crutches downstairs on the first floor of the county jail.
love it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it when you get the validation of what you see, you know, and there you've got the physical evidence downstairs. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I will say something weird about that jail though. That's the very first time. Like I know that a long time ago when I was just a youngster, I was staying at my grandmother's house, and my grandfather used to smoke cigars like really heavily, and I walked into the basement and I smelled cigars really bad. In the wintertime he would go into the basement to smoke. Me and Dennis was walking upstairs to the men's and women's solitary confinement,
Yep.
and it's like you literally walk through somebody's tobacco cloud, just like very strong, and then it just dissipated and went away.
Wow.
It was a very strong anxious feeling, like fight or flight, like
Yeah.
oh my god, I cannot be here right now. Like there's a window right there, I need to jump out that window and escape. There's a mass shooter inside here.
That's
It's
how I
bad.
felt. That's how I felt when we were doing the walkthrough. I even told the lady, I was like, I'm very, very anxious right now. Like I wanted to jump out the window. And she said when people are on the second level of the jail, they get very anxious.
Huh, that's interesting. I wonder, it has to be with, I wonder what spirit is affecting them to make them feel that way.
Yeah. I mean, I'm paranormal sensitive, so I can sense energy and stuff, but I think the worst thing that's ever happened to me was when last Halloween, was it? We were investigating this flag.
I think it was 2 years ago.
Was it 2 years ago? Yeah, it might have been 2 years ago. We were investigating a flag that we have right here.
American flag.
American flag had ties to possible 9/11, and Maggie was asking questions, and all of a sudden I was not feeling right. I was just spacing out, and then I literally broke down crying. And I think the energy basically jumped me, and I think it was trying to communicate to her to let her know the pain that it suffered.
Right. That makes sense. Makes complete sense.
Yes.
Yeah. And she had to get me out of the room, and she kept going. So,
It's incredible.
yeah.
What's one place that you would like to investigate that you haven't yet? What's your bucket list?
I was going to ask the same question.
As long as it's on.
Um,
The
oh,
catacombs
man.
of Paris.
Yes. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Or
I actually,
Penhurst Insane Asylum.
yeah, if it's still available, because it might
Talk
be.
about
They're
it.
talking about selling it and turning it into a freaking data center.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yup.
Queen Mary, you want to go to?
Yeah, I want to investigate Queen Mary. I want to investigate USS Hornet. I want to take Kenny to Waverly Hills. I've been there twice. I want to go to the Bell Witch Caves. Where else? Vista Axe Murder House. There's actually some locations that are labeled demonic that I really want to go to and just debunk them being demonic. Like, no joke. I've been to Gettysburg. I should take Kenny to Gettysburg, but that's down the road.
Gettysburg is really, we've been there, and it's a place that I think all paranormal teams should go to.
Yeah, we've been there. Kenny hasn't. I want to take him. What else? Oh, Shanley Hotel. I want the Shanley in New York, not the Stanley, which Stanley too is.
Wants to go.
Yeah.
The Shanley and the Stanley.
The Stanley Hotel, it's more of a big hype. There's not really too much activity. I used to live out there in Colorado Springs, and it's not really about hype or anything. Now I live in Iowa, so the Axe Murder House, it's one of the haunted places in Iowa.
Yeah.
So,
is that the Villisca?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, the Cecil Hotel. I wouldn't mind going there.
Oh, the Cecil
Hotel. That's very heavy. I've been to the Cecil Hotel. It's very heavy, and you, as a medium, you definitely feel sorrow and grief and despair there.
I felt bad for that tourist. I just watched a documentary about it. I didn't know all that was true. People were drinking water, complaining about the taste, not knowing that girl was dead, just floating inside there, and they still have no clue how she got up there.
Right. Exactly. Still unsolved. Still an unsolved mystery.
That's crazy. Yeah, I know that Richard Ramirez actually stuck there. He was staying there for a little bit while he did a couple of his crimes.
Right. Yeah, that hotel, I mean, where it's currently located, I mean, where it's at in LA, it's not a really good area of town now anymore. But you just have to look at where it's at, where it's located, to see that it's just a despair location. So, yeah. And the Queen Mary is, there's nothing demonic on the Queen Mary at all either. I mean, I've heard them say that too, but I'm like, I went with a couple friends in April and walked around, and I picked up on certain things, and I didn't know much about the Queen Mary. I like to walk in. I don't purposely read history or anything like that to know nothing about what's going on, so that I can give a very detailed detailed description of what's going on, and then get the validation and the evidence on the back end of it. So I'm like you. I like to debunk the demonic too. I think in all the years I've done this, I've run into one demon, and that's it. I mean, and that was actually because somebody did a pentagram on the floor. They had the intent for evil, and then they got kicked out. It was a boarder that got kicked out, and then the woman, basically they kicked out the host, and so she was living with a demon. So, but it's always like how we talked about last night, Chrissy. If it's the way if you're a grumpy old person in this life, you're going to be a grumpy old person in the afterlife.
Yeah. And that's what I tell people. And, and same thing with the Beale. They labeled that as a demonic place. It's not. That housed disabled children, the Toledo Lucas County children. Right. And those who were disabled, how are they going to speak? How are they going to get your attention if they can't speak? Right. They're going to scratch you. They're going to bite you. They're going to do everything in their power to try and communicate.
Right.
And, and it's like, I just get sick of people, like these new people walking around. Oh my God, demon. It's like the Doss house. They labeled that as a demonic portal. Dude, stop. Stop.
Yeah. No, it's true.
If you came in contact with a real freaking demon, they'd be running. They would be running.
Yeah, it's beyond my pay grade. I'm not a demonologist. I don't do any of that stuff. So, I mean, when I ran into the demon that I saw, and he focused it on me, and I focused it on him, and I'm like, I'm out, and I walked out. I'm like, and I actually there was a gentleman who was part of the Mormon church who was a high priest, and he was like, well, I can take it on. I'm like, I'm telling you, it's beyond your pay grade too. You need somebody that's very well versed in exorcisms or demonology to deal with this one. This is beyond lay people's, pay grade.
We need Zach Baggins to come take his shirt off and fist fight it.
He was supposed to investigate that building, but the homeowner or the owner of the business said no because she had seen on and heard through other avenues as to what was occurring. And so she denied him entrance to it and wouldn't let him come in and do it. So I thought that was very interesting. And in this case, it would have been a demonic energy, and he could have said it was demonic. And
back to the whole demonic thing. So this Sally house supposedly is extremely demonic. You can ask Dennis and Maggie. I'm a chicken shit. Like, I have a system in place. It's called the buddy system. If we have to go collect cameras from upstairs, what do I say? Come on, Dennis, get your ass up here. And then Maggie gives me shit for a couple minutes. But it is what it is. It's a buddy system. The Sally house, I went upstairs on my own, set up multiple cameras, sat there 3 different times alone. And I was just like,
very big, so
well, they don't need to know that. Yeah, the house was massive. I had to walk for 10 minutes just to find the room. That's how big it was.
10 minutes.
Well, it was funny because at Beale, when we were going up to check this, because we had a ball set up.
The Beale is like 3 of the Sally house.
Wow.
We had a ball set up on the stairs, and we were all taking a break and went to go see the camera. You have to watch that episode. I swear to God, it's really freaking awesome. And
yeah, whoever edited it did a hell of a job. Very good.
Yeah.
So the ball goes down the stairs as we're taking a break, charging our stuff, and we seen it because they have cameras set up in the house too, and we're going up the stairs, and Kenny goes, "Dennis, you coming with me?" I'm like, "You're fine. No, buddy system. Come on."
I beat the buddy system too. So.
Not the last location. The last location, I guess you can say, was the cemetery, but Broadwell Funeral Home, Dennis broke the buddy system twice. Me and him, shut up. We went upstairs, and then he's like, "Oh, I'll be back. I gotta go grab batteries." 15 minutes goes by, and I'm just sitting there, just like any little noise, like, "What is that? Huh? What is that?" And then he leaves me in the basement for something.
So you're Aaron.
Even though he comes back down with absolutely nothing in his hands. I'm just sitting there, just like in a corner, like, all right, any second now, he's gonna come downstairs.
Right near the opening where the one is.
Yeah, supposedly there's a hole where there's a demon named One that lives inside there.
Yeah. Oh, he left you there by yourself? Yep. Sorry. That's pretty funny, though. But he's like Aaron. It's like when Zach sends Aaron into these locations. So you're the new Aaron
exactly.
on the 13th floor.
Pretty much. I'm pretty sure Dennis did it on purpose because I was like, what the hell, dude? Buddy system.
He loves you. That's what he's doing on purpose because he loves you. You know, he's like, yeah.
You got one job. Bring me with. Don't say, "Hey, I'll be right back. You're good. You're fine. Nothing's here."
I know. I did scream pretty loud down in the basement because I almost stepped on a little tiny toad.
Nothing paranormal about him.
When we went to the Lizzie Borden house last summer, well, last fall, I guess. I went with my daughter-in-law and son, and my son, he's about like me, you know. He's like, okay, you know, what's going to happen? And my daughter-in-law is like, somebody touch me, somebody kiss me, somebody brush the, you know. I'm just like, honey, nobody's doing anything to you. And, you know, because I was left alone in the seance room. If you've ever been to the Lizzie Borden's house, they have in the basement a seance room. No. And then next to it, they have another scary, you know, room and stuff. I was in the seance room and I was just talking to the spirits, and there was like, just, you know, release us. We don't want to do this no more. This is like show and tell, you know. And I feel so sorry for them. You know, being an empath, it was just like, okay, I got to get out the basement because they're like really want me to do something that I can't do. And yeah, it was really sad, but it's mostly hype as well too.
Yeah.
Money,
I want to
mostly.
invest. I want to investigate that place too, just to see, just to see what I get. But
The
you know,
upstairs is more creepier than the downstairs and the basement.
yeah, I will say, even though the Sally house we were disappointed, like me and Kenny will agree, it was cool to step foot into that place. It was cool to see that place, in person,
Right.
and and stuff like that. But when it comes to evidence, it's all hyped up. I will tell you the two pieces of really good evidence we captured. One of them is where Kenny was in the basement by himself, Maggie was in the playroom, and I was in the attic of the Beale. He was in the basement, pure dark, right, Kenny? Pure dark, no lights.
Yeah, that's why I was using my screen.
Yeah. And towards the end, well, in the middle of his investigation, he kept hearing metal move. And towards the end, he asked a question, and to his surprise, the chair moves about 1/4 of an inch.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
Cute.
Then I get up, say I'm done, and then I grab my shit and I walk out.
You don't stay and just see what happens next?
No, because like it was like a rule of mine, like, hey, like I'm gonna go down there alone. I'm gonna do it this time. I'm really gonna do it this time. And then before we went to bed, Dennis was like, yeah, in the morning we're gonna do alone investigations. I was like, yeah, I can do that, I guess. Yeah. Sounds like a plan. Fuck. So we ended up doing it anyway. And I'm really like, my house is kind of old, so like when temperature changes, you'll hear pops, bangs, doors creaking. But this was more like a metallic sound, and I know that there was metal chairs around me. There was an old boiler system behind me, which I don't even know if it worked or not. But it was sounding like a chirping sound, like chirp, chirp. And there was metal chairs around me, so I'm really focusing. And I'm like, did you just move the chair? And then I hear something really loud. I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm done. And then I leave. And then Dennis comes back with me afterwards because he's like, hey, you experienced something down there? And I was like, yeah, I kept hearing shit. He was like, man, I didn't get nothing. Maggie, I'm pretty sure she was sleeping.
No, I did hear something in that hallway off the playroom.
And then the second piece of evidence is in Middle Point School. Me and Maggie were looking over some Polaroids that we took, and Kenny and his son were actually in the new wing of the upstairs of the school, and we were in the old part, and we were in the room what they call the dark room.
Mm-hmm.
And there's about 6 inches, you said, a concrete
6
wall?
feet?
6 feet.
6 feet.
Okay. A concrete wall that was separating us from them. And me and Maggie are looking over Polaroids pictures, and then all of a sudden we hear this blood female curling scream.
Mm.
And me and Maggie looked at each other and we finished each other's sentences. We were like, what the F was that?
Wow.
And I hopped right on the walkie. I'm like, did you hear that? I'm like, Kenny, get over here now.
Had you heard it, Kenny, too?
Well, me and my son, we were in the next room over, but when I say next room over, it's maybe like 50 feet away and going through thick concrete. We didn't hear anything. But
Wow.
on the camera my son was using and my 4K camera, the audio did pick it up. That's why in the episode it shows the Dennis's footage untouched. It shows the cameras that we had downstairs that also picked up the audio. Then we had 2 cameras in the room next to his, and that audio picked it up. But I don't know.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I love that. That's incredible.
It was a blood curdling
I
scream.
just don't like going places where like you leave with more questions than answers. Because that was another thing. Me and my son, we had like what, an hour, 50-minute, hour and a half maybe drive home. And the whole time we just talked about it. And we're like, well, there's screaming owls. Hey, Braden, go ahead and Google if those are in Ohio. Like we were looking up everything. But at the same time, it was almost 1 o'clock in the morning. So it's like,
We were
Yeah.
actually trying to debunk the sound. We
Right.
were. Right then and there, we were. We like, didn't we? We were like, okay, if it was fireworks, it would have been muffled from outside.
It
If it was
like middle of July. So
yeah. If it was tire screeching, it would have muffled from outside.
and it sounded like it was coming right from outside in the hallway.
Yeah.
Wow. It was coming from inside the building as opposed to outside.
Yeah.
But there was a boiler explosion in that school. So I also wonder if it was like a female student or maybe teacher
Right.
that was involved in it, and it was a residual energy type thing. But I
Right.
swear to God, that scream was so blood curdling that it gives me chills just talking about it, because it was loud. And
Right.
and you want to talk about the buddy system? I was around that mic like I was around that walkie like, dude.
Get in here, save me.
no, he was pounding on the table. Get over here now.
He's
Get over here
dramatic.
now.
Maggie, I feel so sorry for you for putting.
I know.
Guys.
She's the sane one of the three.
But I will say that's one of the few times that I got scared, even though I didn't personally hear it. I've investigated with Dennis before and Maggie, and the realism and the confusion that was on their face when you walked inside that room, I was like, holy shit, they're not messing around. Like, Dennis was like, ooh. He already talks fast as it is, especially when he gets nervous. But man, this was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I even called it on my recorder. My voice recorder. Did I have my voice recorder going? Yeah. Because I played it back. I played it back for him. And
then I just looked at him like, when did that happen? Like, now? And we're still here?
We're still here.
Kenny wanted to
when are we leaving?
yeah, Kenny wanted to leave. It's like, well, time to go.
He's like, look at that time. Okay, gotta go.
No, I believe after that we actually really did pack up.
Yeah.
We talked for a couple minutes in the same room together, and then we all went down together.
Buddy system.
You mean they didn't say that they had to go get something and then leave you there by yourself, and they got in the car and drove off?
Not this time. I would have left.
Who gave us the walkthrough? He's like the number one, the top one of the weirdest walkthroughs we've ever had.
Yeah.
Well, there's a question that Meeting Red always asks everybody that has been going on. That's kind of like hot topic right now. So, what is that, sister? What is it?
So, what are your thoughts on the Conjuring house and the sale of it? Of course, we're coming down to the wire here on the 31st. We're supposed to find out, if Jason Hawes gets it. But just out of curiosity, we just like to ask everybody what their opinions are on the Conjuring house. A, for investigations. B, Jason Hawes taking it over. What do you think?
Well, I do know that he released a video this morning stating that he just dumped over 7 digits. That's a lot of money. And that's just trying to save it. So I think he's the number one bidder right now. And I would respect that.
Yeah, I do too. We are very, very happy that he wants to get the house. I mean, as a fellow paranormal investigator like you guys are, I like the opportunity to be able to investigate it at a reasonable dollar and cent amount as well.
What do you think? Because we were thinking anybody who would have enough money to buy that would be Zach.
Right. Well,
yeah, but he would make a rule where you have to like take your shirt off before you go in. Usually take your shoes off. No, he would be sure. So
I'm conflicted about the Conjuring house, to be honest. I'm conflicted about it, to be honest, because there's so much again, that's one of those houses that is like the Sally house, labeled as demonic.
Mhm.
And you know, and my thing is if I go in to investigate it and I don't capture nothing, yeah, I'm going to be one of
It's
those.
definitely one of those things where you go into it, you definitely have to go in skeptic.
Right. Oh yeah, I agree.
I'm going to go in, I'm going to, hopefully walk out with evidence because everyone else has, or B, it's going to be like the Sally house when I walked in and come out with nothing almost. And it's an overhyped location. It's just.
But me and Dennis have talked to the one daughter.
Oh, yeah, I've actually
Andrea.
Yeah.
I've actually talked to her at a Paracon. Now, what she's experienced in her family, I can't, judge or deny or anything. There are, people that said that Ed and Lorraine Warren were frauds. There are people that said that they made stuff up just for fame and hype. Just like the last movie that came out. The family actually came out and said none of that stuff happened in the movie.
Right.
It's true. That's true. Yeah.
Well, that's all the Hollywood glam that they put on the Hollywood spin on it to sell tickets, like we just talked about.
Yeah, and this is, and that's what I'm saying is people who have gone to the Conjuring house and experienced this paranormal activity. Again, how do we know?
Mm-hmm.
How do we know? Like Jason Hawes' daughter and her fiance.
Mm-hmm.
People are debunking them. It's like, I'm not saying, I'm not judging by any means, but again,
right.
But
unless you get to be able to see it with your own eyes, go in and actually do it. I agree.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, it's the same thing as short case here. I had a case where an elderly man had passed and his ashes weren't spread in a location that he wanted it to be. And he was growling. I mean, he had done several things prior to, but he started growling. So, of course, the first thing everybody's mind goes to is it's demonic,
Right.
So again, it could be that it's not demonic. Maybe it's, related to the land, maybe it's Native Americans. You just don't know until you actually get in there.
Yeah. I know last year we was going to go out there to take a tour of the Conjuring house, and that's when Jacqueline was going off with Jason and Satori and Cody and everything. And I saw where excuse me, I saw where she was going to close it or something, and nobody need know that. I just saw it on YouTube and I was like, oh, okay. So I called my daughter-in-law and she was like, oh, really? So she contacted them, and yeah, they was going to close it. And she goes, well, how about our money? Because we paid really good money. I mean, yeah, it was a lot. Too much, actually, but she really wanted to go.
And that's another thing with these locations also is that they charge a little too much.
Right.
And some of these locations are going to go under because people nowadays with the economy,
that's part of the issue with Penhurst.
They cannot afford. Like, I'll give you an instance. OSR, Ohio Reformatory, they want $3,200.
Holy cow!
Just to investigate.
That costs more than my motorcycle.
Even if I had that kind of money, I don't think I would do it because
Penhurst is like $1,800.
Waverly is $1,200, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say Waverly is $1,200. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I get people. I get the owners have to, keep up on maintenance and stuff.
The OSR part of it is because major Hollywood films were filmed there and stuff too.
Oh, that makes sense.
It may, but I'm just saying, like, some of these locations are just, they're outrageous. And,
right.
And it's like nobody can afford. Yeah, can't afford it.
Unless you're in the Zach Baggins realm, you can't afford to go and do an investigation of that caliber.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
and
why
when he filmed at the Cecile Hotel and shut it down for a day, I guarantee you they asked for that loss of money.
Wasn't it during the pandemic though?
Yeah.
So I'm sure he had to give him some extra, but people weren't traveling and lockdown and stuff. So
he was actually filming at his own museum during the pandemic.
He was.
Too.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So, but it's just, it's like, how much is the Conjuring House going to be to investigate it?
It's 2,000 a night.
Yeah, look at what's his name? Matt
Rife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who bought and Lorraine Warren's.
Mm-hmm.
They put a $2,000 money, but you ain't allowed to use your own equipment or cameras. You have to use theirs.
Really?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
I wonder what the purpose of that is for, why they would do that.
Because
they have rights to all the footage that gets recorded inside there.
Yep.
There you go.
So do I truly want to investigate Ed and Lorraine Warren's collection someday? Yes, but I'm not going to pay $2,000
if I can't keep it.
Yeah, if I can't
you can't even keep your own evidence. Yeah.
It's not worth it.
No.
And then
I agree.
Before it was sold, I actually reached out to Tony Sparrow and I asked him, like, hey, can me and me, Maggie and Kenny come investigate one night the museum? And he was like, well, YouTubers paid money to do it, high money. I'm like, what? I'm like, how
Actually,
much?
there was another place that's like that. It was the Bel Air House here in Ohio. So when I called and spoke to the guy, he was like, well, it's $300 a night. I'm like, cool. He was like, well, what do you plan on doing? I was like, oh, I want to make a YouTube video out of it. He goes, oh, well, we have different rates. It's an entire different contract. Like,
oh, wow.
I should have just told you that I'm just passing through town.
Yeah, exactly. No kidding.
Yeah.
Did they say what the amount was, just out of curiosity, Kenny?
No, they talk about it when you get there.
Okay.
I also heard at the Blair House too, is that in the contract, they want half your money you make off the episode.
Oh,
that's what I heard.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you think that nowadays the paranormal investigation, I mean, it's getting really popular? It always was, but it's kind of like more popular now than years ago. Do you think it's becoming more of a money scheme, I guess?
Yeah. Look, even Kenny will agree with me. If you go on YouTube, look at how many recent people have popped up.
Yeah.
Like no joke. And I've been in this game since 2017, and there wasn't that many people on YouTube. And looking now, popping up
TikTok is even worse. TikTok is even worse. I mean, at my husband's office today, there's a girl that does social media, and she was showing me a couple of TikTok videos of one guy that went into the Stanley Hotel. And I mean, they're short TikTok, things, and they go in there and they're, like you said, it's the bait click, get the money.
And it's funny because if you actually take a look at our, one of our evidence of video, one of our videos of true evidence versus somebody who is demonist, clickbait, all that.
Yeah, right.
Like Sam McCovey or Kalani or,
right.
Jake the Ghost Hunter, whatever. If you compare us to their videos will have they'll have 500-600 likes versus us, which again makes no sense because people you want to see true paranormal evidence, but yet you're going to go running to fake stuff.
Right.
Like I back up. Like I back up the debunkers on YouTube. I back them up. And they actually, and I watched them, and I've actually commented on Midwest Ghost Hunter where he was debunked by Side Eye Guy. Oh my God. I even commented and was like, I was at the Sally house and there's nothing demonic there. And this dude, ask Kenny, this dude, I swear to God, this dude was professionally cinematic done. I mean, I'm not joking. There was a doll that was in a carriage and it literally moved. It literally got thrown out of the carriage by itself and then ripped under the bed. But hold up, here's the kicker. To book the Sally house, you have to book 2 people.
Minimum.
2.
Oh.
And then a statue of Mary in the basement on the burnt pentagram shatters.
Well, it's not just that. When the doll jumps out of the carriage, it slides under the bed like really fast. When we were driving back, I actually put it frame by frame, and you actually see. I'll use my little plastic hand. A little hand comes out, grabs it, and then slides under the bed. It's like, dude, you were under the bed, or the person that you were there with. Yeah, but still, like when we went there, the video had just released the day before, and it had like 45,000 views.
Yeah.
And then everybody in the comments, like, "Oh my God, it's gonna be heartbreaking if I find out you're faking this."
Yeah.
That was a top liked comment.
Yeah, it was 100% faked.
And that's why I like our evidence, because we have so many cameras that we set up. It's actually a nightmare to edit. It takes forever. But usually when one thing happens, it gets captured on multiple different cameras.
Right. Exactly.
Like I just sent Dennis, him, and one of our co-stars, I'll call her Natalie. They're upstairs, and then a child laugh is captured on Dennis's body cam. Dennis reached out to Natalie, and it was also picked up on her camera. And they were the only 2 that were upstairs.
Yo.
Wow. So what would be a reasonable price to like go to places that is haunted or demonic?
The Beale Manor is like $200. And that's a big place.
That's a big place.
Yeah.
That's pretty reasonable though, really.
Yeah. $200. And you can stay all night until 11 o'clock the next day. And I guarantee you, and if again, Chrissy, if you watch our Sally House show, I did come out when me and Kenny were sitting there talking about our experience. I did come out and say I experienced more at the Beale Manor than I did the Sally House, because it's the truth.
Wow.
But it was when me and Dennis was having that conversation like that, like, man, this place sucks. That's when the door opens up.
Yeah. We were
like we wasn't even filming at the time. We were taking a break.
Right.
Wow.
I heard it snatch my camera up, record.
Yeah. Well, when we were taking a break at the Sally house, she was in the Maggie was in the bathroom. Me and Kenny were just talking. We were like, we were like, I even turned to Kenny. I'm like, dude, I expected more.
Right.
And he's like, I agree. And I said, we've gotten more evidence at the Beale Manor than we did here at the Sally house. And as soon as we started knocking the place,
that's when you get activity.
So haunted, I would say yes. I think some kind of energy is there. But demonic, I never got like a weird feeling like that. The only thing weird that happened is when me and Dennis was talking, about how, man, the Beale Manor is so much better than this place. And that's when the door opens up. Me and Dennis walk right toward there. I had these door alarms that I bought. Or this goes on the door frame, this goes on the door. So the second it breaks, it's really loud. Me and him were just sitting down, and then it goes off. And then I'm like, Dennis starts like, oh shit. Which door is that? Because I had him upstairs and downstairs, but it was the kitchen right next to us. So me and him, the second we get to the door frame, we're staring at the bathroom door. The door shuts itself. this door alarm stops, and then the camera behind Dennis turns off.
Wow.
It's boom, boom, boom. And then it got really cold right there. And then that cold feeling started going away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think, because I know somebody in the audience will probably ask this sooner or later, do you think that some of these properties are kind of like rigged to make things happen, like doors shutting or anything like that?
Actually, yeah. Ghost hunters, they went to a place where supposedly a face like shows up into a mirror, and then that's when they actually take a flashlight, and then it was like a two-way mirror, and they had like a dummy's head like right on the glass. And the chandelier that was moving by itself, the person actually had an air cylinder that was pushing the mount back and forth, making the ceiling
That's so
fan back and
disheartening.
forth.
Thing
Yeah,
is,
and they called him out. They actually on the episode, they actually called him out on it, and he
Good.
said, "Well, that's what they do to get their revenue to stay open.
There you go. See, again.
It's a bed and breakfast, so people stay there. They get creeped out, and they tell their next friends, "Oh man, you gotta go."
Yeah.
And then it just so on and so on, and then the stories get bigger and bigger. It goes from, "Oh, I saw a face," to, "Oh my god, I saw a face," and it started crawling out the glass like the movie The Ring.
Yeah.
Jack Dagan took his shirt off.
Yeah.
It just hypes everybody up to where in their mindset they feel like they're seeing something, but they're really not, because
Yeah, it's called matrixing. It's where your
Yeah.
eyes play tricks on you.
wow.
yeah.
I'd love to send you a video, Dennis, of someone that was saying that they were. I want it debunked. Is what I want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's where it comes into, like I said, with these YouTube influencers. If you really pay attention to like their movement and when the frames are cut, you will notice that they fake. There's just certain things you have to, as a video editor, you're like, oh, y'all.
Well, this particular video is it's an old mirror, so of course you have disproportion and distortion to it, but I have yet to see a demon wear exactly what you're wearing in the mirror.
Yeah.
So I'll have to get your email address afterwards and send it to you so you can take a look at it. I would love it debunked, but yeah, I'm like the demon I saw did not have clothes on.
Yeah.
And he wasn't mimicking what I was wearing. So why would a demon who's going to possess you decide to go, "Oh, I'm going to wear your black hoodie with the green lettering on it"? Why would you, anyway.
Why is that demon wearing a Taylor Swift shirt?
Yes. Yeah. Wearing a black hoodie. And I mean, it's the same height as you are.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
we only got about 5 minutes left. So, any last questions you have being read, or anybody would like to say something before we end?
No, I'm good. Anything you guys have to offer or say or plug?
Yes, I have one quick thing. So the story about the Beale Manor, about it being demonic, when I got scratched. So I have a son that's handicapped. So I know that like scratching and biting sometimes is used as a form of communication. So if anybody ever goes there and they get scratched, like try not to freak out like I did. It's a real sad feeling when it happens. Like I cried on the way home. I even called Dennis the next day. Like, dude, I'm still crying. Like
You didn't even want.
it's almost. I refuse to go back for a while. But like if anybody ever goes there and that happens to them, just try to talk to them, and like it's nothing demonic. It's, you got to realize that when someone had a child that was handicapped back then, it was very like against it. So they would either hide him away or they would give him away.
Right.
These are kids that just want someone to talk to. They were literally kept in a basement and they see somebody there. So like all these episodes, like, oh, a demon scratched me. No, you do not get that feeling. It's a very weird feeling.
Imagine a burn, but it's an ice cold burn. You know, like if someone rubbed a popsicle on your back. That's just what it feels like.
I've been scratched, so I know. I had like 5 even lines on my back that came through, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I know that feeling.
All the episodes that label that place demonic, it's not demonic.
It was a funny story.
A very sad place.
How we ended up back. The owner, I'm good friends with the owner of the BL, and he called me. He's like, "Hey, I got a cancellation. You interested in, investigating?" I said, "Let me hit you back in a few here." I call Kenny. I'm like, "Kenny," I'm like, "Hey, man, you want to go back to the BL?" I was like, "You want to face what scratched you?" And I was like, we can actually shut the doors on this location. This would be the final chapter of the BL Manor. And he was like, "You know what? I like it. Let's do it." I was like, "Okay."
And honestly, it was the closure that I needed. So
yeah. And that's how we got the title, the final chapter of the BL Manor.
Wow, that's awesome.
Well,
yeah.
It's been, you guys are just so bloody awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know.
We would love to have you back again.
Okay.
Maybe for a paranormal panel with somebody else.
Okay.
We do have some friends from the UK, so it'd kind of be nice to show you guys off in the UK as well as the UK and the USA kind of go at it, not in the next way.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, we would love to have you back again.
Okay.
Good vibe and everything. I hate to go, but we got to go. We have a sponsor that we got to kind of go with on terms. But stick around for just a few minutes while we get out of the stream, and we talk a little bit afterwards. To everybody in the audience, subscribe, share, and like. And jump on over to the 13th floor, Haunted Media, and, subscribe to their channel, like, and share as well. And happy Hallows Eve, everybody. Be safe and don't eat too much candy. The sugar spirits will come after you. Blessings, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right, happy Halloween.